Um, you have given us a very good example of why we must work together. And you gave the example of in areas of insecurity, for instance, if there's a conversation and you have doctors coming in certain hotspots, it is important because assume that you negotiate for a package of doctors or something, then the national government is unaware. Then unfortunately, and we have had incidents, you hear that the doctors have been kidnapped. It now ceases to be a county problem, and it becomes a national problem, and it creates a lot of tension, and it can actually even devastate bilateral relations between countries. So there's every reason for us to pull together. We can also give other examples. Counties sometimes carry a bigger burden than you imagine on behalf of the nation. And I'll give you two specific examples. There's the Kakuma and there's Dadaab. Now, here's a situation where Kenya is playing its role in ensuring that matters of human rights, the refugee programs, and so forth. And we have an elaborate program called the Shirika Plan, which has received international recognition as a model of working with refugees and supporting countries that are in distress. It has received recognition. But which counties carry the largest burden? Turkana and Garissa. So in terms of how we handle our policies, then how do we look at the situation in terms of anchoring those counties that are carrying the extra challenge on behalf of Kenyans? These are issues that must be reflected as we think through our policies. And one of the issues that kept on disturbing me was that Kenya's foreign policy was foreign to Kenyans. It was alien. Hence, my persistency in actually saying that we need to have a review and have broader consultation with critical players in Kenya's political landscape, economic landscape, the social landscape, and you cannot now wish away devolution and the county governments. In fact, I hope we will be able to do some very basic things when the technical team eventually presents some graphics around Kenya's maps. There should be the national map in this document, but there should also be another map that clearly shows the counties that we have in this country, so that we shall be embedding graphically a very clear position that this is Kenya, and Kenya is composed of 47 counties. To me, it may look simple, but it is a very strong message that needs to go out. We must find convergence on national interests, some of which you have alluded to. There are constitutional provisions, there is public interest, but what is the convergence in terms of national interests between the national government and the county governments? That must be properly defined so that we can move together. Ultimately, we want this foreign policy to be in Parliament as a sessional paper. I keep seeing it missing in the presentation. And I think the beginning was that we must navigate our foreign policy away from the corridors of foreign affairs to the public. The sessional paper is important. Even after the launch, the sessional paper must come, because it is the sessional paper that will ultimately package Kenya's foreign policy. And then it is seen that this is Kenya's foreign policy. It is the sessional paper that will help us understand how we are going to fund our foreign policy. We cannot keep on downplaying the sessional paper. So I hope my team is listening so that we can rectify this, because that is where we are going to go. A lot of the issues that we want done will be done with the support of Parliament. As we look at our foreign policy, believe you me, there are going to be consequential amendments to the Foreign Policy Act. Parliament must be well informed to guide those amendments so that they are logical and they're in tandem and they anchor the foreign policy. We cannot leave it hanging.